My name is Emma. I am 60 years old. I have only one son. His name is Daniel. He was my whole world. When he was a child, life was not easy. My husband died when Daniel was very young. I had no support, no money, and no one to help me. But I never gave up. I worked day and night. I cleaned houses and cooked for others. Sometimes I stayed hungry, but I always made sure my son ate well. Daniel was a good boy. He loved me. Every night he would say, "Mom, one day I will make you proud." Those words gave me strength to continue. Years passed. He grew up and studied hard. One day he got a good job in the city. I was so happy. I thanked God again and again. My son was successful. My sacrifices were not wasted. But slowly things started changing. He became busy. He called less. He visited less. When I called him, he often said, "Mom, I am busy. I will talk later." I understood. I never complained. I told myself, he is working hard. It's okay. One day, he came home after many months. I was so excited. I cooked his favorite food and cleaned the whole house. But when he arrived, something felt different. He looked around and said, "Mom, this house is too small." I smiled softly and said, "It is our home." He stayed quiet for a moment. Then he said something that broke my heart. "Mom, I want to live in the city. My life is there now." I felt pain in my chest. "And me?" I asked slowly. "You can stay here," he replied. "I will send you money." Money. I didn't need money. I needed my son. But I stayed silent. I didn't want to be a burden. A few days later, he left. The house became empty, too quiet, too cold. Every morning I woke up and looked at his room. It was clean, untouched, silent. I waited for his call every day. Sometimes he called, sometimes he didn't. Festivals came and went. He didn't visit. Neighbors asked, "Where is your son?" I smiled and said, "He is busy." But inside, I was breaking. Days turned into months, and months into years. I became older, weaker, and slower. One day, I fell sick. There was no one to take me to the doctor. I sat alone, holding my chest, whispering his name, "Daniel," but he was not there. That night, I cried for the first time in many years, not because of pain, but because of loneliness. I looked at the door, hoping he would come, but no one came. Then, one day, something unexpected happened. There was a knock on the door. My hands were shaking as I opened it. It was him, Daniel. He looked different, tired and sad. "Mom," he said softly. Tears filled my eyes. I wanted to be angry. I wanted to ask so many questions, but I didn't, because a mother's heart is different. He came inside and sat next to me. "I am sorry," he said. "I forgot what really matters." I stayed silent, listening. He continued, "I had everything, but I was not happy. I realized I left the most important person in my life." Tears rolled down his face. I placed my hand on his head. I said softly, "You came back." That was enough for me, because no matter how far a child goes, a mother's heart always waits.